Okay. But before I start... Oh, I dropped my pin. Oh, well. Now, can we get this set up? Before I started, I would like to thank Akita CL, I think was their name. I didn't think anybody was watching my stream at the end, but I noticed somebody followed after I finished up. I can't see if anybody follows as I'm doing the stream, so it's really inconvenient for me. I can only see after the fact. I think I can get that set up to where I can see it. Some kind of like chat bot moderator or something of that nature. But I will have to get that figured out. I'm not even sure if it's possible to use on a phone. But I would like to thank them for subscribing. That is always very kind. Well, no, I think follow is the term. Subscribes where they like pay the monthly money. I think it is follow is what they did. They followed me. Not physically, digitally. I'm still learning all the different terms. But I'm sure I'll be a amazing Twitch streamer one day when I figure out all these terms that people use. I'll turn it this way so you all can see it good. It is raining outside at the moment, so you'll probably hear that. Maybe a little bit of thunder. It hasn't been thundering too much, but you may hear a little bit of thunder. You may hear, you will hear the rain. I'm almost positive of that. But please just ignore it if you do. Actually, I'm not even sure why I have the camera pointed down. Because, like I said last stream, the next step is to stitch this bottom right here. I suppose they're not going to be seen. You can't see the stitch line on these. So I'm contemplating on if I want to actually lay out the line or if I can just bang it out free-handed. I think I can get a straight enough line for it to be acceptable. So I'm just going to do it free-handed. Let's adjust that camera and we'll get started. Oh, I moved it the wrong way. I still have my pounding table laid out in the correct spot. Let's turn on my heater as well. Because it is supposed to get below freezing tonight, but that's not going to be for a few more hours. But I'll angle it up a little bit more. Hello? Okay, well, let's get to stitching. I also brought some coffee because it may be a long stream, it may be a short stream, but I'm also not supposed to drink coffee, but I need to get these wallets done, and they are going to get done in this stream, even if it kills me. Well, I mean, I suppose if the stream ends from bad signal, which may be possible because of the rain, I suppose that would end the stream, but I'll restart it if it does. So I'll still count it. Let's get my hammer, which is right here. Okay, well, let's get to pounding out these wallets. I'll set one up like this so you all can see what I'm doing. And then I'll have one pounding out the way. The light is sort of in my eye at the moment, so I can't really see chat, or I can't see how many people are in my chat. So I'm just going to talk to myself, I suppose, for now. And every once in a while I'll check. I can't see if somebody has left a chat, so that'll be useful at least. But I won't be able to read what they say. I'll have to go over it. Yeah, I believe we're still at 0, so that's okay. Just stitching the bottoms of these wallets, and it's just going to be a very crude stitch. Oh, it fell down. That didn't last too long. This table does absorb a lot of vibration, but can't absorb everything, obviously. So, how many prongs are on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 12, 18. So, 36? 36? Yes. I will need to stitch 36 stitches per wallet. And that will just be going right in and out. We're going to speed along with it. This is not going to be a high wear area, and it is not going to be a high strain area. So it is a perfect candidate just for a very basic stitch. I'm not quite sure of the name of it. I know like saddle stitch, for example, is the main one, but I'm not sure what the stitch I'm going to be doing is called. So I'll just call it basic stitch. When you think of stitching something, that's what that is. I'll just be using one needle this time and a short piece of thread. I do still have that thread left over from last stream that I accidentally cut too short, so I will be able to make use of that. And it'll still all work out. Last time I just used some super glue on the bottoms of these. Okay, I got 3 done so far. That means I got 3 more to go. I am making 6 wallets, 1 for my friend, 5 to sell. I plan on, well actually I need to check the weather before I commit to that. But I am hoping to go to the flea market this Saturday or Sunday. I believe Saturday's weather is nice, so I can go then, but I haven't checked Sundays yet. I enjoy selling at the flea market. I've sold a lot of different types of things. I've sold corn. I've sold my coins there before. That was actually a pretty good hit. I could buy silver coins from the coin store, then just go right back and sell them for a markup at the flea market. And then once I finished at the flea market, I'd go back to the coin store later in the day and buy more silver coins. So that was a very good way for me to get more silver. I sold some wheat pennies as well. You can buy wheat pennies by the bag. You can get them by a 5,000 count bag. I usually paid about $100 to maybe $200 if it was a good bag. Okay, 1 left. And then we're going to start stitching. I'm going for the world speed record of wallet stitching here. And I'm not going to get the speed record if I keep setting my hammer down. That's a habit I'm trying to get out of, not setting my hammer down in between each hit. It'll save me a little bit of time, a little bit of energy. Oh, I see I have a viewer. Welcome. I just finished stitching up my wallets. Like I said, well, not stitching, punching the holes for my wallet. Like I said, I can't really read the chat or see if people are in there because of the light shining in my eye. You can tell it's shining right down onto that. Let's readjust the camera now because I'm going to start stitching. Actually, let's tilt this up so you can see me as I stitch. Let's do it a little bit more. That should be good. Let's grab the thread that I cut last time. When I was stitching these tops yesterday, I cut out some thread thinking it'd be long enough, but it ended up being too short. So I just saved it for later for this exact purpose. Actually, I'm not even sure if I'm going to use my stitching pony. I will try it out. I'll try it without it. We'll see whichever one's faster. As the okay, I was just reading the title, making sure I actually put it in there. As the title says, I'm not ending this stream until these wallets are done. I'm getting them done today. Well, maybe tomorrow, technically. But I'm getting them done in this stream. No matter what, I have a thermos full of coffee, enough to kill me, and it's going to get done today. I say that now, just starting the stream. I may say that a little less enthusiastically later in the day. But we are finishing them. Hold me to that. You all have me hostage. And I'm just going to blaze right through these. Like I said, super simple stitch. I'm not even using 2 needles for it. You may notice I'm wearing my 2-gallon blood donor pin. It came in today, and I thought I'd wear it because the Red Cross currently does have a shortage. They always seem to have a shortage, but if you can donate blood, you should. If you can't, no problem. We'll take up the excess needed. But I just donated a couple weeks ago, and they don't let me drain myself dry, so I can't for another 4 months, I believe, or 2 months. I am O negative, so I do the Power Red. That's where they take a double unit of your blood, but they can only do it in half the length of time. So you have to wait a lot longer in between donations. I usually don't wait for a blood drive. I usually just go ahead and go to the actual facility, the main place they do it, year round. So that way I don't have to plan anything. I just know I'm going to go there, and I know I'm going to get a good nurse to stick my veins, so I don't have to deal with somebody who's inexperienced, which can sometimes happen at blood drives. No offense to them, they are learning. Everybody needs to learn somehow. I just don't want to be the test dummy in that circumstance. Okay, let's cut these thread. We're already done with one side. I think I can use one thread for both sides, so that'll be good. I think I may have enough for that. Especially since we're not doubling over the thread. You can maybe see, you may not be able to see, but I'm just super basic stitch. Okay, let's pull the excess through. Yesterday's stream, I was talking about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and how I would like more children's shows to be like his. And I happened to see a video about it on YouTube after I finished up with the stream, and I was getting ready to go to bed and just kind of watching YouTube videos for a little bit. And there was an ad on it. There was an ad on the Mr. Rogers video, which I did not like. He was very strongly opposed to advertising for children because it is a children's TV show. And it was from the official Mr. Rogers kind of like YouTube channel, so to speak. And I was very disappointed to see that. I do not believe he would have been very happy in that. But I am not in control of their company. Maybe they need to in order to actually be able to, but they are a government-funded organization, PBS. So maybe it was just like a bootleg channel or something. But that was disappointing to see. Okay, we're already done with our other side. I may be able to get 3 sides done with this. It's not taking up much thread at all. I'll risk it. We'll try to do a 3rd one. We'll see if we can get that done. So how has your day been going? Oh, I accidentally pulled my thread through all the way. I forgot I didn't have as much as when I started. Let's be a little bit more careful with that. I'm still locking my stitch like I do with the saddle stitch, but just instead of with 2 threads, I'm doing it with 1. And I'm not even going to glue my ends down because I have it locked down and it won't cause any issues. So I'm just breezing right along. Currently being trained on a new position at work that I'm very excited for. It will be a little bit more challenging, not too much, but it was hinted at that I will have a good raise come my 1-year evaluation, which comes up in back around 2 months. And that's how long it'll take me to get trained anyways, because it's a new position. Oh, fly buzzing around. It is a new position, so it'll take around 2 or so months for me to get proficient. And then I'll get my raise. They hinted at a multi-dollar raise as well, which is very good. Obviously, they're a business. They can't just be like, oh yeah, we're going to give you a big freaking raise in 2 months. Look forward to it. But kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing. I think I can get a 4th side out of it, but it's time to retire this thread. It was good to me. Time to move on to the next one. It definitely did get a lot more wallets out of it than I expected. I guess that's what happens when you don't have to double over your thread. I brought some more apples today. Yesterday's stream, I just kind of kicked back for a little bit and ate an apple while I was waiting on my glue to dry. I didn't end the stream that time. I just went ahead and ate. I talked about how I'm trying to grow my own apple variety. Ow! I pinched my finger. I'm trying to grow my own apple variety. I think that would be a very cool thing to have. I suppose my use of the word cool is a little bit subjective, but I think it would be cool to have my own apple variety. Others may not think so cool. But I believe it would be neat. Because I'd have an apple all to my own. Oh! I pulled my thread out. An apple completely my own. I pulled my thread out again. I need to be more careful. I'm kind of rushing here. Let me slow down just a little bit to Do not let that happen again. You may hear the wind blowing outside. It's pretty windy where I'm at right now. Windy and rainy. So I am almost positive you can hear the rain falling on the roof, but it shouldn't be too distracting. If it is, you can comment about it if you'd like. I can't do anything about it. I am not a weather god. I can say sorry, but it is out of my control. But trust me, I am more annoyed that I get wet than you would be hearing the rain. So I'm the one annoyed here. You're in good company if you are annoyed at least. We are breezing right along with these things. I still do have quite a bit more to go, so it's going to be a long stream, I'm pretty sure, but we will have fun along the way. Okay, I'm at the end of my stitch. Let's just lock it off, and we're good to start on the next one. I'm having a little trouble locking it, but okay, there we go. It is a lot faster when you don't have to worry about how your threads look. They just have to be holding it in place. It doesn't have to actually look good, because unless they take the wallet apart, nobody's going to see it, and it's not going to affect the end function. Like I was saying last stream, this would be a good use case of a sewing machine. So I would like to have one in the future to speed this along even more. But there are things a sewing machine can't ever do as well as hand sewing. And that's usually strength. There we go. I was having a hard time saying it for some reason. Along with my apples, I also believe I have some crackers left over from lunch today. I just brought my lunchbox in here with me. I left a few apples knowing I'd get a little hungry. And I made my coffee this morning. I didn't drink it at work because I knew I would get anxious at work if I did drink coffee there, but drinking it in the evenings are usually fine, I guess, if I'm doing something. But since it's in my thermos, I'm fairly confident it is still warm. I have faith in my thermos. I don't think I've ever showed it on stream, but I have a thermos lunchbox as well. Actually, it's Stanley. I have a Stanley lunchbox, rather. Stanley thermos, they're pretty interchangeable, I suppose. But I have a Stanley lunchbox. It's one of those all metal lunchboxes that you see on those the picture with the working man on the skyscraper eating their lunch, those sorts of lunch boxes. I really like it. It's held up very well from daily use over the last, I think, year and a half now. So I've got a lot of use out of it. I think it was pretty cheap too. I got it off of eBay. It was used. I'm pretty sure I paid $20 for it. So it does have a tad bit of rust underneath the where the steel was rolled into itself to lock a joint together. It is starting to rust there, but first I scraped off as much rust as I could, and then I put some like rust inhibitor on it. I forget exactly what's in it, but I put some rust inhibitor on it, and it hasn't came back too much. There is still a little bit, but not too bad. And it has served me good ever since. I have no complaints from Thermos or Stanley. Sorry, my throat was sore. The rain's actually calming down now. I'm sure it'll come back up later. That's supposedly what's supposed to happen. But at the moment, it should be a little bit quieter on your end. Speaking of quiet, my heater's not going. Let me check that. Oh, okay, there it goes. It has a little safety switch on the bottom, and if that safety switch isn't pressed, the heater will think it's flipped over, and to prevent it catching on fire, it'll automatically shut off. It was just kind of a little tilted on the power cable, so it didn't have that switch pressed down, so it wouldn't turn on. But it's on now. I'll probably need to turn it down lower here in a little bit, or say in like an hour or so, but until then we'll have that running. I'm not sure if I look forward to the days when I don't have to have a heater running, because I'm not going to be able to run any air conditioning in here. Maybe a fan, but that'd be about it. I suppose I could get maybe a lapel mic, and that'll isolate my voice so I can have a little bit bigger fan running, or maybe even one of those quiet air conditioners running. But unless I have a setup like that, I'm just going to be hot and sweaty. So you'll get to see me in shorts and a t-shirt. That'll be a treat for you all. I truly am the pinnacle of human form, so I'm also incredibly humble. Nope, wrong side of the needle. Oh, there we go. Got it locked on. Already got 3 done, jeez. Like I said, we are flying through this. Let's see what time it is. 6:28, that is amazing. I got the holes. Oh, I forgot to punch the holes on this one. We'll punch that in a second here. Now I kind of broke my flow. I messed up, can't really brag anymore. Well, I suppose I still can. But we got those hole punched, and we already stitched 3 wallets in 30 minutes, so we are flying. Let's punch these holes, and then we'll get back to work. I'm not going to adjust the camera. It'll just be a second. There's no need to adjust it just to punch these few holes. You get the gist of it. I'm just using my stitching iron and punching right through it. I feel like I joined at a weird moment. What do you mean? There's never a weird moment. I'm always normal. Why do you say it was weird? Is there just a lot of lag, or did you not respond yet? Usually you're pretty quick to respond. So I don't know if I have a lot of lag or not. I don't think I said anything about free country. I was just kidding about being the pinnacle. I was talking about how I'm going to be in shorts and a t-shirt, and how that'll be a real treat for my viewers whenever it gets warm outside. I am fairly far from the pinnacle of the bug guy in my mouth. Ugh. My internet doesn't work well when it rains, so I'm lagging. Well, it may be from me. I'm not even sure. Let's check again of the internet strength. It's showing full bars. Oh, you texted me. It's gonna be a while until I get back to that. I am sorry. I didn't see that you had texted me before I started my stream. But I will look at that after I finish. If you read the title, I am not stopping until I finish these wallets. Oh, that would be a good thing to look forward to, something embarrassing. Is it something important? I haven't been streaming for very long. I can stop and restart. I know it says I'm not ending the stream, but if it is something important, I can. My title does not cover an emergency. But like I said, I'm planning on streaming until I finish up these wallets. Do you know what the weather is supposed to be like here Saturday and Sunday? Because I'm wanting to go to the flea market to sell my stuff. No. Oh. Okay, well those two together, it's really embarrassing, and it's the appropriateness of a birthday gift. I am going to be waiting with bated breath until I can read that. I'll just let my mind wander and see what all the weird things you could have gotten her. Cold mostly, not raining, I don't think. Okay. Well, flea market people are a different breed, it seems like. They'll come out in any weather just to buy some old antique junk. As long as it's not raining, I'll come out. It may get warmer in the day. I don't know if you'll know who I'm talking about when I say this, but there are two, I believe they're twins. They're definitely brothers, I know that for sure. There are two brothers. They always come to the flea markets. Dang it, I pulled it out again. They always come to the flea markets every weekend, and they wear the same exact overalls. This is since I was a kid, by the way, since I was like 10. 46 isn't that bad. But this since I was like 10, so like 10 years now. They've worn the same overalls It looks like, at least. They've worn the same exact pair of overalls for the last 10 years. And the reason I say that is because they smell horrible. They are the worst smelling people I've ever come across. I don't think they shower ever. You can, I don't say this lightly, you can smell them coming. It's not a joke. You can smell them coming. It's not just like bad when you get up close to them. You'll smell them before you see them, quite literally. If they're at like a stall next to you and you just haven't noticed them yet, you'll notice the very bad smell. I have no idea about the Stinky Flea Market twins. I'll call them that from now on. But I think they live in their van from the looks of it, and which would explain why they don't shower. But they're the like front of Yeah, he did kind of smell a little bit. I remember him. But he had nothing compared to these people. But like I was saying, the like front of their dashboards completely filled with, you know, those like little solar powered things, and it's like a hula girl or a plant dancing around. Their front, their car is filled up with those. Maybe that's why they're homeless. They just they spend all their money on those. Why did she make him take a shower? I wouldn't have put up with that. No stinky people on my watch. Oh, hi. I have another viewer, it seems. We are just talking about smelly flea market goers. There's a group of twins that have always perused the flea market I go to. And they're not the best smelling people. What did it say? I have seen that. Yeah, I know. I'm sure you have seen that van. If the van I'm talking about, if you've been there. But yeah, they wear these overalls, and you don't forget them once you see them. They've been going to the same flea market for like 10 years. Well, I guess not the same flea market now. The other one got tore down. But for any new viewers that came in, I'm making 6 wallets. One for my friend who I was talking to just a moment ago, and then 5 more to. Why are there so many flies in here? 5 more to sell at the flea market this Saturday, which is why I had that topic brought up. Maybe I'm the smelly one. There's flies all in here. Maybe I'm just the one that smells. I only smell myself when they're around. They left it. Yeah, I saw that. It's okay. I still try to explain my stream every now and then for anybody who came. I do have a lot of lag, it looks like, so I don't think many people are going to stick around through it, but it's not like it's causing me any harm by streaming, so I'll just leave the camera on because I'm going to be here whether I'm streaming or not. God, there's so many flies in here. After this, I'm only down to 1 more. Sweet. When I finish up these wallets, do you want me to mail it to you, or I can just bring it to your house if you would prefer that? I can just shove it in a little envelope and send it on its way. It's just whatever you would prefer. Huh. Well, I was hiking. That may be part of it. I'll use that as an excuse, but it definitely isn't me. I know it's them. I may smell bad, but after all, but I believe it's mostly because I was hiking. That's not a very fair comparison. Either way works for me, honestly, whichever saves you more money. Stamps are cheaper than gas. But I mean, like, you literally live in town. I just didn't know if you were fine with me coming to drop it off. Okay, let's finish this up. Yeah, I know. That's not a very fair comparison to judge my smell after a long hike. Because I'll admit, I probably did smell very bad. Now, if I smelled bad before that, then that is on me, I suppose, but after a hike, nobody smells good. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I guess if you want it soon, Friday after I get off at work, so maybe like 5 tomorrow. If not, we can just arrange another time later. Okay, we're down to one last wallet. Well, at least for this bottom stitch. Oh, that's the same thing. The storm's calmed down here. The weekend does not work for me. That is true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that'll work. I'll be sure to wish you a happy birthday. Today's the 17th, so in 3 days, I guess your birthday's on Sunday then. Oh, I about undid my needle. Okay, there we go. So we're already down to the last wallet. Oh, I did finally find another streamer that I liked that did leatherworking. I found a couple, like one or two, that did leatherworking in general, but they're almost as bad as I am. A little bit more professional, but I'm not trying to diss their streams. I'm just saying mine aren't too well made. It is on a camera, a phone camera after all. But I did find somebody I liked. He seems very nice. I gave him a follow or a subscribe. Okay, I was asking this earlier in the stream. Is a subscribe when the person gives you money, or is that a follow? I don't know what the difference between the two is. Because I know one, they like pay a monthly fee or something like that. And one, they just follow you to get notifications when you go live. But I'm not sure which is which. I have no idea. Do they make 5-hour streams too? Well, I don't know how long their stream was, but I looked at some past ones. They seem to do about 3 hours. 5-hour stream isn't that long. Some people do them like all day. I just had a good rhythm going. I have no idea. I don't use Twitch. Okay, so if you're following me, I'm assuming I can't even be subscribed then yet, because I think you need to be like partnered or something of that nature. So it must be subscribe for the money thing, follow for the support thing. But so I guess that does make sense. I guess if you subscribe to like Netflix, you have a Netflix subscription. So I suppose that makes sense. I'll just use follow then, because that seems a little rude just to be like, make sure to subscribe to me if that means giving me money, because anybody who's watching this, don't give me money yet, at least. I'm not worth the money yet. Maybe if I have production quality and you want to support me in the future, but definitely not now. I'll try to find a way to refund it. I about pulled my thread through again. Okay, this is my last pocket I'm sewing in. And then next I'm going to sew in the top pockets, which are these. I'll set that right there. That is the pocket that's going to be visible, so I will need to do a nice stitch on those. I can't just do this super basic stitch. Okay, I'm on the end now. I'm just doing that lock stitch. And then we're going to cut it off and start on the next part. I'm going to take my blood donor pin off, because I'm going to take my sweatshirt off, and I'll put it back on my undershirt. Well, I guess it's my work shirt, It's not really an undershirt. Okay, there we go. Let's put the pin back on. Be right back, I gotta order a pizza. Well, you have fun with that. I'll be here. Okay. Got the wallet stitched up. Cut the excess off. And we even ended up with one thread left over, so I'll be able to use that on the next run. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Oh, that was probably really loud. Like I was saying before I bursted your all's eardrums, we're on to the next part. That is where I'm going to take these. Let's go ahead and finish the edges on this first, so they'll look nice when I finish them up. I'll just grab my gum tragacanth and my burnisher, and I'll burnish it after I rub some gum trag on it. Okay, got that rubbed on. I'll just give it a little burnish. Oh, dumped it over. Good thing that is thick and it didn't spill a drop, so we're all good there. I thought I'd have to clean up a big mess. I accidentally smacked it with my hand. I'll move it away just in case it happens again. Actually, I'm just going to rub the gum trag on it and then call it a day, because I think it looks pretty nice with just that on it. We'll see how it looks in just a second. I may have to end up burnishing it after all, but I think it looks pretty nice with just that on it. It may dry clear and it won't look the same, but we'll try just rubbing it on there and then rubbing it in with our fingers just a little bit. Like I was talking about last stream, I was trying to figure out if the, like I'll see LGBTQIA plus tags and those sorts of things, and I was trying to figure out if it was in support of them or if that actually means you are part of that community. And I didn't want to misrepresent anything, but I also wanted to make it clear that everybody's welcome here. And I looked it up later the next day, and it does mean you are part of that community. So I will not be using that tag specifically, but I did find a safe space tag, which I'm going to start using on all my videos so everybody knows that they can be welcome here. Which, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be in most places, just so everybody's clear. Just blazing right along. After I get these burnished up, I will I'll glue them down. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So I'm a little over halfway done. One more than half, I suppose. Well, no, I can't do math. Never mind. No, 1 over half, yeah. Let's see what that bottom one looks like. It probably had a little bit of time to dry. Oh, okay. That does look nice. We'll go with this. On the edge, I will burnish it. But for this, I should be okay with just slicking down the edge a little bit. Okay, and wipe off my fingers. It does feel weird on your fingers, but that's fine, I suppose. Okay, so now, do I want to use contact cement, or do I want to use super glue? Let me pack the bottom so it's not so wet. I want to use, we'll go with super glue. And then I'll use contact cement for the outside whenever I connect this to this. Okay, well, let's get started. Got a long way to go. I'll just add the glue here. And press it down. Just making sure I have a good straight bond. I'll press it down while it sets. Well, actually, I'll set it to the side while it dries a tad bit and start on the next one. I'll do one side, let it dry as I'm doing it, then I'll start on the next side because I need the pockets for both sides. So how many stitch lines does that mean? I'll need to do 12, I think. 12 in total. How many stitch lines is it per wallet anyways? Let's think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 stitch lines per wallet. So that's a bit. Obviously there are projects with a lot more stitching to do than just some wallets, but when you're doing 6 of them at a time, that is quite a bit. I wonder what kind of pizza my friend is getting. I like pizza myself. I haven't had it for a while. I may want to get some. I usually just eat pepperoni or maybe mushroom pizza. Mushroom and pepperoni. I also enjoy some cheese. And I got it. Man, I keep knocking it off. How can I ever expect to be a professional leather worker when I can't even glue up some wallets? Shame. I was planning on starting my stream around 5:30, but I got home and I went to go grab my charger so my phone wouldn't die, and my mom was making chicken Alfredo, and I really liked that, so I waited a minute so I could get some of that, then I came down here after that. So I hope there'll be some for me to eat at work tomorrow. I probably blew your ears out again. I I keep forgetting to turn my alarm off before it goes off. So I do need it on, but I need to turn it off before it starts ringing. Maybe this won't stick as well as I'm hoping. I'm trying to think of a way to press these down, because those clamps won't reach. Well, I suppose I can just go on the side here, and that'll at least sort of kind of hold it down. Yeah, that kind of works. That at least keeps it against the leather so the super glue can get a hold. Can I reach the other side with maybe a big one? I sort of can. We'll put it on the ones that I can use. Okay. There's gluing this down. Let's move my clamps into view, maybe. It does make it a lot more convenient when I can just kind of look up into the camera instead of craning my neck over to see what I got. Well, never mind, the camera's not in view as much as I thought it was. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Maybe I will have to use contact cement. What I can do is I'll go ahead and... No, but... Okay, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do that. Let's move these out of the way. I'll set those there for now. Maybe they will set, but for the rest of them, I will have to use my contact cement. That's this. You just put good lathering on each side and you let it dry. And once they stick together, they hold almost immediately once they're tacky. And that'll be a lot more convenient than try to do my clamp thing. Oh yeah, because I only did one side. I was wondering why I had so many of these and I only had 2 wallets left. But that's just because I only did one side on that. I was confused. I thought I made too many of one thing for a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to glue the... Oh! Got freaking glue on my wallet where I didn't want it. Let's wipe that up before it sets. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm still in frame. I may want to move it down a little bit now that I'm not stitching. Let me finish this one up and I'll do that. So you can see me. You can see my work. You can see me just fine right now. But it is not me you came for. It is my leatherworking. At least I assume that's why you came. if you did come for me, that's weird. Thanks, I guess. But you don't even know me. What are you doing, weirdo? I'm about dripped again. I'm just getting a good smattering of glue. This is the reason why I wanted to skive, because it'd be easier to glue up in the end. But hindsight's 20/20, I suppose. Yep, not sticking. Just getting a good smear of glue on here so it sticks good. The reason I wanted to do super glue originally is because if it stuck well, it would have been a lot simpler. I could have just tacked them down, and then once that was in place, I can just start on with my stitching. It worked well with these, at least, the bottom flaps. I'm comfortable right now, temperature-wise, I mean. But the reason I wanted my heater on is so that these dry fast enough. I don't want to be sitting here all day. I may have to break out my apple and eat that while I'm waiting. But I do need to glue these as well, so there should be a little bit of time in between it to give me a little bit of wiggle room. I won't need to break out the apple yet. Okay, I got one more wallet to do, then we can start on the front pockets. Okay, there we go. Forgot to do this side. Let's get that done very quickly. Okay, we're done with the wallet section, and now we'll do these. I need to do half on one side, half on the other. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let me just get set up for that. I'm just moving everything out of my way. I may have wanted to turn them around so they're facing you all, and could have looked at them a little bit better. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I got half and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So one half I am going to glue on the right side, and the other half I'm going to glue on the left side. So that way, when I glue it, they'll be matching up. Let me just make sure my thinking's correct. Okay, yes it is. Because if I glued it on each... Yep, okay. I've messed up my gluing too many times before, and I just wanted to be careful. And I immediately screw it up. Let's switch one over. That's okay, we haven't broken anything yet. No, okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out. So, it's on this side, and then I glue this side. Okay, yes. Very confusing stuff. You wouldn't think gluing would be the hardest part of leatherworking, but it really gives your mind a workout. Okay, it's not taking too long to get through these, so I am happy with that. After I finish up with these, I'll need to let the glue dry on my scraper here so I can peel it off. Oh, I glued the wrong side by accident. That's okay. I'll just sit it over here. Yep. And then do one more. That is okay. Nothing has been ruined yet. Four, five, six. Yep, we're good. It is all good. Okay, now we start on the right side. Or maybe your left. I'm not quite sure how the angles would work for you all, but my right at least. I'm making a mess with this dried glue now, but it's going to be hard to clean off until I can at least finish up here. I'll just make sure I don't sit my other leatherworking pieces on top of it. Okay. Okay. For tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I should have let this dry a little bit longer, so I don't make a mess with my fingers. But like I was saying, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I could make some coasters, some leather coasters to sell tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. But I could also get ready for Saturday and Sunday. This would be after work on Friday. But I could get ready to sell on Saturday and Sunday. And that would mean I'm not streaming that day, which is okay, because I do not have a schedule I am following. I only stream when I do leatherworking. Well, I'm thinking about maybe doing a couple different things in the future. Once I get like an audience, we can have some fun with a few different things I've been toying around with. I knit, I carve wood, I like playing retro video games, I do all sorts of stuff. But my name is Ancient Leathercrafts, and I'm going to be sticking to that mostly, at least. So the majority of my streams will always be leatherworking oriented, but maybe I'll throw in a few different things here and there. And sorry, I got thirsty. I'll throw in a few different things here and there. Keep things interesting, I mean. You know, I did have double-sided tape I could have possibly used, but double-sided tape isn't quite strong enough. for what I want, so I don't feel too dumb for not using it. I do need to wait a little bit longer to let these dry, but not too much longer. I'll just chat a little bit. I keep saying this, but I really do need to get a big trash can down here so I can throw away my stuff as needed. I have an old coffee cup sitting right there. I have a piece of fabric that needs to be thrown away. I have just little bits and pieces here and there. But I'm not going to be throwing away my leather itself. That I'll save, because scrap leather is always useful for little projects or for odds and ends. Say. Say you need to make a little wallet or something, we can use scraps. There's a lot of projects that use specifically scraps to cut down on your waste. You can make a little lighter holders and things like that. Okay, that works okay. Let's get my granite block over here and I'll grab my hammer. So I'll just take my, came apart. I'll just take my granite block, and actually, since this is such a tight space, I may take my burnishing tool and just rub it to get a good seal on it. I need to hold it still so it doesn't slide off, but I'll try that. That may work pretty well. We'll try that first. I'll just press down on the ends to get a good contact, and then that will just buff out later. But okay. Just want to take my time here, make it look nice, because some things you can rush through, some things you can't. This isn't one of them. What I'm doing right now is I'm just picking whichever piece seems the driest, because it needs to be tacky in order to stick well to itself. That's how contact cement usually works. Yeah, that works pretty good. And then I'll let that dry while I'm doing the rest of them. Some of these I lathered on way too thick, so they may not stick well. Let's turn it this way so I can hold it steady. Just being careful to not scratch anything with this, which would be kind of hard, but you do need to watch out for it. Okay, got another one glued up. I know I say this a whole lot, but we are making great time. I think I've said that for everything, so I guess it's lost all meaning at this point, but compared to how slow I originally was with leatherworking, you'd know that this is good time. that just comes along with getting better at a skill, getting faster at it as well. Because I still do need to like stop and think through what I'm doing, but not quite as much as I used to have to. Just trying to get it lined up here. Okay. I'm just trying to think ahead here while I'm. Okay. Sorry, I got a message I was just reading. This is working pretty well, but it is a burnishing tool, so it's not the greatest because it is marking it a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's going to affect it too much. I may be able to not scratch it out. I may be able to buff it out later when I'm finishing them. So which one's the next driest? Let's go with this one. Okay, now for the other side. Okay, got 4 done now, down to 2. Oh hey, hello, I have a question about leatherworking. Well, ask away. I enjoy answering all kinds of questions. Buddha, kind of like a Buddha, I guess, is what you're going for. That's a pretty clever name if it is. Oh, make sure that's aligned. How would one twist leather almost into a noodle shape? Oh, are you talking about like the leather rope? Because they do have leather rope that they sell. Are you referring to that? I don't have any here to show you what I'm talking about, but I think you understand what I mean when I say leather rope. It's just like a circular tube. No, I would like to make it out of thinner leather. I'm not sure what you mean by twisting it, but you can shape leather. You could cut it into strips, and then if you really do want it circular, kind of like a noodle, you could run it through a die, and that'll cut it round. But I'm not sure what you mean by twisting, and I'm not sure if there's any process I know about that you could do to twist the leather into shape. Is it for like a specific project? But are you talking about like I'd really like to know. Are you starting a fashion brand? That's cool. Is it is it gonna be like leather jackets, or is that just like a small part of a bigger fabric-based fashion brand? But that does sound very interesting. I like fashion, though what I'm currently wearing may not. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean. If you're talking about just like a round rope, then of course you can draw it through. But if you're talking about something braided, because they do have leather braiding, I haven't done too much of that, but you can look it up online, just like how to braid leather, and that'll get a good circular leather. What specifically are you trying to use it for in your fashion brand? But like I said, that does sound very interesting. I'm just making wallets right now, so nothing too glamorous. I am going to be making a purse coming up, a luxury purse out of ostrich skin, and it'll be a very nice purse, I hope. Okay, so old school leather backpacks. Okay, are you talking about maybe the drawstring on the top of one? I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I do know what you're talking about with leather backpacks. It's sometimes hard to get ideas across through here because you can only text on one part. I can't really you can't send me an image or anything. So that does make it difficult. But I think I'm starting, no, I want to do those strap wide leather, but have it twist like, oh, like a phone cord? Oh, okay. Are you talking about kind of curly? Like the old telephone cords? I wouldn't be sure about that. I suppose you could mold it. You can, at least this is just me spitballing. I haven't heard of anybody trying that specifically before. Sorry. Oh, you're high right now. That's fine. It's okay. But if you're talking about an old telephone cord, maybe you could soak the leather in water and stretch it around a dowel rod, and then you clamp both ends so when it dries it'll keep that shape. That'd be the best way to go about it, I believe. Just kind of wet molding it into the shape you need. But leather is pretty malleable whenever you get it wet. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Kind of just bend it to you. Would I have to heat it so it would be springy? If you need it to be springy, I don't think you can use leather, really. Maybe if you have a metal core and then you braid leather around it, you can make it springy, but leather by itself, I don't think would be too springy. Unless you just need slight spring. But yeah, maybe if you had a metal core, that could work. Let's lay out my stitch lines. Oh, I dropped my thing. Let me grab my ruler. Yeah, people don't heat leather. People don't heat leather too much. I suppose you could to get it a little bit more malleable, but I don't think it would make it more springy if you heated it. Okay, there we go. So I was thinking to make the straps of leather, then add a cottonish foam to the arm side, but make the straps kind of retract so they're not hanging out. Oh, that'd be interesting. I think I get what you're meaning. So I was thinking about making the straps out of leather, then add a cotton foam for the arm side, but make the straps kind of retract so they're not hanging out. Okay. And would the springy leather be used to retract the straps, I suppose is what you're getting at? Yes, okay. I'm not sure if you could really do it like that, because like I said, leather's not particularly springy. It is stretchy, but not really springy. So you may want to try it out of a different material for that. True. Leather does look very nice. Leather is very suited to a fashion type brand. But that does sound like a very cool idea. If you can figure out how to use the leather with it. Sorry if you can hear the wind. It's blowing real hard over here. I'm not opposed. Oh, I already read that. I was about to read your comment again, where you say you're not opposed to metal wire. Yeah. But I suppose maybe a polished brass could look nice. Well, do you have a design? No, I don't really do too many custom designs. I usually just make to sell at flea markets and to a local craft person. But I haven't done too many custom designs, no. That's interesting. For your fashion brand, do you plan on making them yourself? Or is it something you're going to have other people make you? Oh, got a little bit of glue in the wrong spot there. There we go. Most time, like leather work, it would be out. Oh, so you'd make most of it, but the leather parts you would find people to make. Well, that does sound interesting. But I would make all the prototypes, yeah. So you'll be more like a designer, I suppose. Would be a good way to phrase it. But yeah, regardless, that's super interesting. I will learn. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to learn. Something like a backpack would honestly be a little bit more advanced, so you would have to practice for a little while before you start making something like that. But yeah, it's a pretty easy skill to at least get the basics for. And maybe you're a fast learner. I don't know. You can learn and make backpacks pretty fast. Okay, I am going to start punching out the holes for my leather. Yeah, sure. I'm going to start punching the holes on my leather, so I'll have to go over here. I'll adjust the camera, but I can come back every little couple punches and so and read your comment, answer your questions. But yeah, go for it. You'll see my face in this, so hello. Oh no, you can go ahead and ask away. Hello? Is my voice not coming through? I'm not sure what you mean by hello. Oh, you mean like hello, I'm in view, is what I believe you were talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I eventually caught the joke. I was a little slow on the uptake. But I'm just going to punch out the holes for it now. Right now I'm just punching the holes so I can stitch the pockets together, just so it's a strong joint. Oh, my glue came a little undone there. It does need to dry a little bit more, but I'm impatient, so I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes. I'll just need to be careful to hold it down. My things are coming up again. Oh, I did it again. I'll need to stretch that leather in order to make it the length I need, but that should be within tolerance. Okay, let's see what your comment is. Okay, so how do you inlay a pattern in leather like Louis Vuitton, but separate leather? Are you talking about their hot foil? Are you talking about a gold inlay? Or are you talking about cutting out leather and inlaying it with more leather? Inlay a pattern on leather like Louis Vuitton with separate leather. I believe you're talking about the gold inlay. But yeah, are you talking about inlaying with gold, or are you talking about with inlaying with more leather? stepped on something. No, I mean dark leather under a lighter one, but punch out the leather one so there's a way to weave. I think what you're talking about, you don't actually use two different types of leather, but you actually use tooling is what it's called. And with that, you take like a tool and you punch down parts of leather, and that'll make it darker in that spot. And where you don't punch it down, it'll be lighter. So it's actually just using one piece of leather for that. But you can just search like leather tooling online to get a little bit better explanation of it. I haven't seen too many tool pieces from Louis Vuitton, but I do like a lot of their work. It is very nice most of the time. There's a couple gaudy designs that I'm not for, but overall good design. Okay, this is my last wallet to punch out, so let me just punch this one and I'll be able to talk better with you to answer your questions, because I'll just be sitting down and stitching. It won't require me to be far away from the camera. Was that too loud, by the way? The punching out the leather. I'm not sure if that was too loud for you. No, it's good. Okay, sweet. I was just making sure. Let me readjust my camera here. Okay. There we go. We're going to start stitching.